Hi, I'm Bob Pisarczyk for Trash from Trash Heap Paintball Pros.
I'm Chris, Secretary of Trash Heap Paintball Pros. Today we want to talk to you guys for a little bit about the new Virtue Vial mask. Our team just picked up a bunch of these. You see a Virtue. First thoughts about the mask, very impressed with it. It's Virtue's first mask. It's their unveiling mask. They did a really good job on it. Cool thing about the Virtue Vial, it's fully customizable. Any piece of the mask that you want to change out, you can. They have the options, different color options for every bit. You can get a bunch of different lenses. You get whatever face mask, the bottom piece of this. You could also get the frame in whatever color. They have like pink. They've got, as you see here, you've got cyan and pink. They have green, white.
White and pink.
White and pink. Pretty much any color will also match Virtue Spires that you can get. If you wanted just to get the basic Virtue Vial mask, it's plain black, retails at $125. If you wanted to fully customize the mask like we've done here, it's anywhere from $145 to $160 a mask. You can get the extra straps. A lot of people like to do the dual strap mod similar to the ProFit. Actually, I don't have my dual strap mod down here right now. Oh! Magically got this dual strap modded. This is my mask actually. It's extremely comfortable for me.
And I didn't care for the dual strap. I went from another mask that was dual strapped to this, and I decided to dual strap it. It was just real tight on me because when you add the dual strap, the other strap is farther forward, so it does make it a little bit tighter. So if you do have a big head, it may not be as comfortable, but if you do have a smaller head or you're a smaller profile person, it might be comfortable for you.
Basically what Trash is getting at is on other masks that do the dual straps like the ProFit, they actually space the straps. There are two separate slots for straps, so you've actually got one strap above your head and one behind. If you do the dual strap mod on the Vial, it does add a lot more to it so that it's more fitting to your head. The problem is your straps are actually overlaid because they're through the same slot. So for a lot of people, if you've got a little bit bigger head, or if you don't have a tiny head like I have, it's actually binding. It hurts you more than it helps. For me, I find that when I do the dual strap mod, I have to have them completely spaced out. Otherwise, it's too tight. But as long as I do that, I find that it's very comfortable on my head to wear.
So basically, it's kind of preference. You know, Chris likes it better than I do. I tried it, I didn't like it. I went back to the single to get my mask a little more looseness, so it wasn't as tight on my head. So basically preference. Otherwise, you know, the straps are decent.
The cool thing about the masks that we want to get into is how easy they are to break down. Of any mask that I've owned, this has been the quickest, the easiest. Really no stress at all bringing it down, unless it's a brand new mask. The reason I say that is because the first step in breaking the masks down is you've actually got these clips here for the straps, and these clips, if it's a new mask or if you haven't broken it down that much, they're very tense in there. The best thing to do is to take a pair of needle nose pliers and just to pry it a little bit with those. You have to press in the clips with that. Just because if you do it with your fingertips, it's going to hurt a lot, and it's not really going to work out that well for you most of the time.
And the clips are pretty small, so I mean, even if you don't have childlike hands or whatever, you know, it's tough on your fingers.
Yeah. So just for the sake of the video, we already went ahead and popped these clips in, the tabs for these clips. So first step in taking apart your Virtue Vial mask is to pull out the straps. You'll see when you pull out those straps, you've got the unlock tab there. It's a nifty little thing they threw in to let you know whether or not your mask is safely assembled. Next step, if you want to continue disassembling it further, is to pop out the lens. Very easy. Once your earpieces here are folded in, it's just quick pop out. Simple as that. You can wipe down the lens, do whatever. Let's say you wanted to pull it apart even further, you took a couple hits to the mask, you want to clean out your frames. Very easy to rinse these off if you don't want to do it with your foam attached to it. All you do is you've got 2 outer tabs here on your face mask. All you do is you pop them out. Once those tabs, this one's giving me a little trouble. Once those tabs are out, just snaps right off. You can give it a little bit of force. These are pretty resilient masks. You don't have to worry so much about breaking them.
And
it's as
what's
simple
great
as that.
about that is once you have this out, you just take like warm water, just nothing else in it, and you just, you know, swish it around and dip it in and move it around, and it cleans everything up. And then just wipe it down because it'll be like a residual paint film on it after it does that. And that's all you need. No soap and water, no cleaners, just warm water.
Yeah, just water and paper towel to dampen or to dab it off afterward. Now, if your foam took a little bit of a hit, well, not your foam, but if you've got a little bit of paint inside the creases here, and you want to rinse that off again without damaging your foam, these are also tabbed. You've got 3 main tabs on the top, the little push pins, and you've actually got these latches up top. As long as you get these major push pins out, it's just going to snap off. You've also got one on the bottom here, and on the outer pieces of the bottom, there are actual upward tabs that jot in here just to keep the foam in place. Made it very easy, very, very easy to pull this apart, and it's actually, it locks in place nicely. It's nice and tight. You don't have to worry about it falling off on you. I'm going to pull this apart for you as well. Again, same thing. Those main tabs are pulled out. You just... But yeah, very easy. As long as you're not afraid to give this mask a little bit of force, as long as I say, like I said, it's very resilient, it just snaps right apart.
Yeah, but the tops actually pull up a little bit.
Because the tops pull upward.
They have a little hooks in them.
And then you've got, that center tab is so much longer.
But yeah.
I'm afraid it's not my mask, otherwise I'd give it so much more force. But yeah, as simple as that.
And the cool thing I like about this is with the foam, I believe it's right around $20 for this foam. So like at the end of the season and it's all stinky and nasty, you could throw this away and like buy another foam piece or whatever. You know, halfway through the season, they're so cheap. They got these little cutouts in the side here where there's no foam, and it's great. I don't wear glasses, but it's great for people with glasses because the frame doesn't push up against their temple with the foam there. So that's one, you know, besides the fact that you can pull this out and change it or get a new fresh one when it's really stinky or whatever. But the fact that it's better for people with glasses. So
I want to talk to you for a little bit about the lenses. For anyone getting a Vaio, I strongly encourage you, if you do decide to get a tinted or one of the chromatic, one of the mirrored lenses, get, in addition to it, get a clear lens. From personal experience, if you're playing at like an indoor field, there are a couple indoor fields I play around here, if they're not very well lit, you will have quite a bit of trouble seeing with one of these darker lenses. I mean, it's not too bad. The visibility is still great. Just for an added convenience, the clear lens, for how simple it is to pull this out of the mask, spend the extra bit of money, get it. You won't regret it. Another thing about the lenses, these are scratch-resistant mirrored lenses, but
not scratch-proof.
Not scratch-proof. Even from a couple times playing, if you're playing rough with a mask, you are going to notice they are going to wear, sometimes significantly. It's one of the problems when you get any sort of mirrored lens. Trash here, his first day having his mask.
Yeah, it got like dropped, and you really can't see it, but there's just you know, a couple hairline scratches on the lens. But again, it's to be expected. It's a mirrored lens. Any mirrored lens out there, I don't think there's a mirrored lens out there that's not scratch proof. But again, they don't claim to be scratch proof. They claim to be, you know, scratch resistant or, you know, whatever. So, you know, don't be upset if you do get some scratches or whatever in your mirrored lens. It's to be expected. So.
Other than that, though, they're really flawless masks, to be honest. The breathability in them is amazing. We just played today actually up at Castle Conquest at EMR wearing these, and I mean the weather conditions weren't the best. It was coming down pretty hard rain for quite a bit of the day. They never fogged up. You've got venting up on the top here, so every now and then you'll get some water that drops in, and if it gets on the inside of the mask, I mean that can be a little bit annoying. But any well-vented mask, you're going to have that problem. Other than that, they didn't smudge. As long as it has a microfiber, the front of the mask is so easy to clean. They're insanely breathable. Visibility is great no matter what kind of conditions you're playing in.
And a couple of us, like, everyone breathes a little bit different, whether you're like a mouth breather or nose breather. Out of all the masks we've had, like the Vios, I heard one person complain about it fogging. We had a couple people play a month or two ago, and it was in the cold weather and in snow, and they played all day, and it really didn't even fog up until like the very end of the day when they run through the woods and sweating and whatnot. And they told me that when they were playing, it was just fogging up just along the top, just out of kind of like enough to kind of like so you can see it, but it didn't bother your visibility. But that was like after a whole day of sweating and playing in the cold. And like I said again, like what's cool about this company is they include like it's basically like a microfiber bag, which definitely I recommend. Like keep this with you, and when you're putting away like your mirrored lenses, or you also have it comes with a mirrored lens bag. Definitely keep them in the bags. Don't like just toss them in your gear bag. And then if you have your mirrored lens on, again, don't toss it in your gear bag. Throw it in the bag, even if it's a little bit dirty, because these are easy to wash. And it'll help protect it and whatnot. But the great thing is like I said, is depending whether or not you're a mouth breather or nose breather, they really don't fog up at all, as well as it has to do with some way they engineered the cuts and whatnot. The cool part about it is what I noticed with mine is I can hear really, really well in these, and when you speak out, I've had another mask, I'm not going to cut anybody's mask down, but I've had another mask where when I went to yell out, it would like reverberate back into my skull, so it wasn't projecting. And in this mask, it projects very well. Like even when I'm talking and I put my mask on, it muffles it a little bit, but not a lot. That you have some other mask on that it'll really muffle it and you won't be able to understand what they're saying. So that's pretty cool for people calling out, telling them where people are or whatever. You can actually hear it.
Yeah, so communication is phenomenal. We talked about the pros and cons of the mask. We tore the mask down for you. We should probably start putting one back together for you just to show how simple this is.
And the only other thing I'll say is while he's putting it together, is the only other gripe I have, and it's like real little, is these buttons right here that snap the earpieces. They sometimes they pop out, and it's more of an annoyance because it does stay in place. But that's my con, is that these buttons are actually almost too easy to pop out. The straps in here, I wish the clips were a little bit larger, but otherwise, my mask, after about the 6th, 7th time taking it apart with like plier or needle nose pliers, it seems to get easier. But just keep a pair of needle nose pliers because it will help out. Don't sit there and dig it with a screwdriver or really mess them up. Otherwise, that's really probably my only gripes with the mask. Otherwise, I absolutely love the mask and the customizability of it. As far as I know right now, Virtue, like when you buy the mask and they customize it or whatever, as of right now, from what I understand, they sell the bottoms, they sell lenses, they sell the straps, and the foam, but they don't just sell the frame itself yet. And I heard that's coming down the road. I'm not positive. You guys can double check us or whatever. But also I heard they are coming out with eventually they're gonna have customizable straps. So like if like up here, we got the Heap and we got Binghamton Legacy, which is our speedball team. Eventually we'll probably be able to get Binghamton Legacy across the back here to customize it, which would be kind of cool. The customizer just got updated so that when you do the mask, you can order a custom strap on the mask at that point in time, so that was kind of cool. When we went to World Cup, they talked about possibly another color lens, and one of them was pink, which is pretty hot right now, and it's not out yet, but they did talk about a pink lens coming out. Otherwise, pretty cool mask and everything, and I wouldn't mind seeing them keep going with it and coming out with more and more colors and more styles to eventually maybe you can pick and choose these colors. But otherwise, Chris pretty much did all that without swearing. Good job.
Yeah, it's like I do it all the time. The actual earpiece is flush with the frame. As long as it's flush and you're pinching that before you actually put the tab in, it's going to lock in place. You're going to know that it's safely put together. You're going to have no issues with the actual form of the mask on your face.
If not, somebody may be checking out your vial and saying, "Oh, that's cool. Oh, wait, what's that?" And they can see it because it's pretty visible.
Yeah,
it's red with white letters that say unlocked, and they can say, "Hey, why does it say unlocked?" Oh, okay, you need to just clip it in. So
I did, however, forget to mention what was actually one of the most noticeable things for me when I unboxed my vial, and that is, as you can see, the absence of the straps on there. Now, a lot of masks come with the straps actually sewn onto the actual mask itself, onto the bottom of the frame. And if you're like me, you just cut them off because those chin straps are really annoying. With the Vaio, it didn't come on it at all. They give you the option to put that on it if you wanted. And if you did decide that you wanted the chin strap, Bob's getting it right now. The chin strap that they offer isn't just like a generic cloth chin strap. It's actually got foam underneath. So even if you do decide to have this on your mask to make it fit to your head a little bit better, it's not going to be chafing in any way, shape, or form. It's actually, it's a nice foam cushion chin strap.
And it's Velcroed, so it kind of like goes up and it Velcros to the mask, so you can take it on or off.
I'm not a huge fan of these things, but I'd have to say, if I was to wear a chin strap with my mask, that's the way to go. It's not going to be annoying. I'm not going to want to throw it at someone on the field.
It's like the Cadillac of chin straps, even though nobody really wears them. But if you have a younger kid, like typically I've seen like usually 10-year-olds are allowed to play. So, the mask might be a little bit bigger for their head, so that's kind of a nice thing to kind of keep it on
just for that added comfort, added protection.
If you customize this yourself, what will happen is the bottom piece will come with these earpieces, and like mine is a black frame, and if I bought it, like say I bought it all black, the back piece here, the ear frame, would be black, and when I bought this, the bottom mask comes with this as blue. That pink one over there, if you want to grab that one, the frame piece, because it's a pink frame, it comes with the pink piece. So that bottom mask, that's the cyan and pink. If they wanted to change it out, they could have changed that pink piece to a blue. And the only thing with that is when you get the bottoms, it does come with an Allen key right here that pops this piece out, and that's that folding piece that swivels that I showed you earlier. And then you have to change that out. and that's really the only technically the tool you'll need, and it does come with the package. Um, if you want to change that out or get funky, or I mean, like I said, what's cool is you could have a couple different people with Vios, and you could say, well, oh, I like that color and I like that color. Let's swap. So you can actually swap parts and whatnot. So to really customize them and.
Other than that, I mean, again, with how customizable these things are, I wouldn't doubt if in the future Virtue releases all different color combinations for both the Vio and the Spire. It'd be really interesting to see what they come out with down the road for what sort of add-ons you can get for it.
And I can't stress enough that all the lenses, just wash them with warm water. No other chemicals. Don't use those anti-fog wipes because they already don't fog. They're like the lenses themselves are like a double thermal with like an air pocket in there, so they really don't fog up whatsoever. So don't go and ruin them with any chemicals or anything on there, because once you do, you'll wind up buying a new lens down the road.
You've got mostly just your basic lenses. You've got the clear, you've got the smoke. I think they offer like an amber or yellow-ish lens. Again, check Virtue's website just to verify that in case there's a non-mirrored lens that you want to get. For mirrored lenses, they have Chromatic Ice, which is very similar. It's that blue one right there. Yep. They also have Chromatic Emerald, which is a greenish tint. They have like a mirrored fire color.
Yeah. Regular mirror. That's it's silver. I know they have gold.
Yes, they have a number of options for lenses, and I'm sure they're gonna have more. Just again, check their website, see what availability they have, see what you can order. They range for lenses, I believe, $30 to $40, depending on the lens you want to get. I think the non-mirrored are generally $30, and the mirrored lenses are $40, in addition to your purchase.
And then the clear, like 15 or 20, something like that. You got to basically, don't take our word for it. Double check their website. They got a cool customizer on there, so you can play around with it. The mask in the box, it does come with, like I said, a mask bag. It comes with, a lens bag for a spare lens. Definitely don't leave them lying around like this. Turn around and put them in this. If you have multiple lenses, you could probably get a hold of Virtue, and they could probably get you more of these bags. I don't think they'll be that much in price, but definitely, like, if you have like 3 or 4 different lenses for whatever you're feeling, I'd pick up 3 or 4 of these just to keep them in there, keep them safe. Even if it's a clear lens, keeps the dust off, keeps them clean. It's a microfiber.
Just to recap, the mask doesn't have really virtually any cons except for the mirrored lenses tend to scratch a little bit. You get that with any lens we talked about.
The button that doesn't stay perfect, but again, that's just something picky.
And that's from mask to mask. I mean, to be honest, my Vio doesn't have that problem at all. I know our VP Mike, his mask doesn't have that issue. To be honest, I think yours is the only Vio out of our group that has that issue. So don't take his word for it 100%. If you have that issue, just know that it's a possibility. It's really not that much of an annoyance.
I just tend to grab it from that area that pops. Like I said, is my really only gripes is those little tabs. They're pain in the butt, but it's not like typically you're not on the field ripping it down and stuff. You're wiping it off. When you rip it down is when you're at home. So, you got more light and everything. So, that part and, the button is really all I have. So, but what are the pros to the mask?
It's very comfortable, very light, very breathable, amazing sound. You have no problem communicating and being communicated to with this mask. It doesn't fog. It's very, very easy to disassemble and put back together as we just showed you. So cleaning it's not a problem. It's very easy to switch things out on the fly.
Customizable.
Very customizable.
However you play, flashy or if you want to, kind of get camo. I believe they have like an olive color and You know, they got the blacks and the grays and whatnot.
And testament to their customizability, check out their customizer app on the Virtue's website, because it'll actually show you, I mean, pretty much 100% accurate what your mask is going to look like before you buy it. So you can purchase it comfortably knowing that what you built on there is what you're going to want to wear.
Also, people that wear glasses, again, like in here, you got, it's kind of hard to see, but you got the foam pieces right along here that that your glass frame will sit in, and it's great. I talked to a couple people. One of our guys in our group wears glasses, and he just says it's very comfortable because it doesn't push up against his temple like, you know, some of the other masks do. So that's kind of a cool feature that I never even thought about.
A little bit of a recap on what we talked about in this video, what you can expect if you're interested in purchasing a Virtue Vio. Bob?
Basically, the price on a base model.
Basic flat black Virtue Vio is going to be $125.
And then, say, something fully customizable with customized strap, colored grill, lens.
You're looking at anywhere from
roughly
$145 to $160.
And then,
depending on what you want to get, whether it's a lens, strap, extra frames. Some people like to get extra frames and extra lenses and straps just to swap it out every now and then. I know a couple guys on our teams have multiple pieces for each mask. Virtue Vio, again, it is their first mask that they've released. Very, very impressive first run for Virtue. This was the first review that we've done for a product. We're going to have a lot more down the road. Just keep a lookout for that. If you want, like, subscribe, check out our website, www.trashheappaintballpros.com.
some cool stuff with Facebook. I'm working out the details right now, but some cool giveaways for X amount of likes and shares and comments and whatnot.
And again, if you check out our website, we're also hosting many scenario events, so keep a lookout for pictures of the shenanigans we're up to. We just got done with our Bunnies Gone Bad Easter-themed scenario game. That was a huge hit. We've got the gallery up on our website now for that if you want to check it out. We've also got multiple videos, little teaser videos for the stuff we've been up to. Just, you know, check it out. Like, subscribe, follow us. Do whatever just to keep up on what we're up to throughout this season. It's going to be a big season for us. Next video that we're going to be releasing is going to be our review on the Virtue Spire. Here's a shell and crown SF for it right now. So keep a lookout within the next month or so for that. And again, just keep up with us. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.